to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Judith. I am doing a scary stories and makeup series. Today's makeup is actually going to be my first Halloween makeup look. I felt like it was time to start, you know, getting those Halloween makeup looks. I've never done any of these, so I'm pretty excited for it. So I'm gonna start with my eyebrows, but today you get to watch me do my makeup while I talk about some urban legends today that I grew up listening to, that my parents would freak me out with. It is Hispanic Heritage Month until October, I believe October 15th. So I was like, why don't I dedicate a video today to my roots? And well, that's looking very dark. If you do not know, I am actually Mexican American. My parents are fully Mexican. They were born and raised for most of their childhood in Mexico. They did come at a very young age. So yeah, I am Mexican American, and I wanted to share with you guys today what urban legends I grew up listening to as a child. So let's start with one of the very popular ones, which I'm sure most of you have heard about, which is La Llorona. La Llorona is known, in case you don't know, to be a weeping woman, in English, a weeping woman who cries for her children that she herself drowned in, I believe it was a river. There are definitely different rumors about La Llorona. Some people say that she caught her husband cheating, therefore she drowned her children. Others say that she actually fell in love with a man who was not the father of the kids, and she didn't want her kids anymore because it was interfering with her love life, so she drowned them. There's many different stories, but many have claimed to have actually seen her or heard her. Those who have heard her have claimed to hear her crying out for her kids, saying, "Ay, mis hijos." That's how they hear her, weeping, crying, sad. Looking for her kids. So if you have heard anything about La Llorona or have had an experience, please let me know in the comment section. I would love to share any stories you guys have. I will also provide an email on here if you guys would like to email me your story. But from my experience, I actually went to Mexico. The last time I went, I believed, was when my grandpa, rest in peace, passed away. We probably went for about a week or maybe 2 weeks. There was a time that I was with my little sister, and we till this day think we heard her. So when you get to my rancho, or my parents' rancho where they grew up in, there is this very long trail that gets you to our little ranchito. So whenever we go to Mexico, we always walk that trail, just to walk. Right over there, there's a lot of free time, so we'll literally just walk around with our family and just talk. Sometimes we'll have a beer and just, you know, just to stay active. So I was with my sister Jasmine and one of my cousins, and we were already walking back. So like I mentioned, it's like this long trail that leads you to all the other, to the main roads and the bigger cities. And we were walking back towards our rancho. So for some time we thought there was kids behind us. It sounded like there was footsteps and giggling and just, you know, messing around. Kids tend to mess around, and I could have sworn we had kids behind us. We thought we did. So at one point we turned around to see who was behind us, and there wasn't anyone. There wasn't anyone behind us. It freaked us out. At this time it was already around evening, so it was starting to get dark. And mind you, we did not feel scared. We were actually with an older cousin of ours who happened to be a guy, so we felt safe, of course. So then we hear what sounded like a weeping woman, but it sounded far away. And to us from over there, they actually say if it sounds far away, it's actually closer, and that's when you should be scared. So we started panicking, and my cousin, of course, was telling us to not worry. There was nothing to worry about. So we started hearing it more and more, this lady crying. So of course we freak out and we start running. We run for our lives. And he was actually just laughing at us. We get back to our little rancho. We tell our parents, oh my god, I think we heard La Llorona. It was so scary. We heard footsteps behind us. So of course our parents didn't believe us. Llorona is said to be a lady with dark long hair, a white gown or a white dress, and you can't really see her face, but they say if you do end up seeing her face, it's not good news. You're pretty much gone. You're a goner. So don't ever get tempted and get too close. So yeah, that was my experience with La Llorona, which is crazy because when we were over there as well, and I've talked about this before a long time ago, or a few years back, we actually had someone knock on our window, and it was already really late over there because of everything that's going on. If you don't know, with like the cartels and, you know, the drug lords and stuff, there's an early bedtime, so it's not like before that you could just chill and hang out like really late. They want you in once it gets dark. So we were already in, but we had stayed up. We were talking. I don't remember the exact details because, like I said, it's been a few years back, but we were laying down just talking, and then we hear someone knock on our window. We were at my tia's house, and at my tia's house there's like this huge backyard that's pretty much empty. There's like trees and stuff like that, but there's no way for you to get there unless you have the keys, because it's gated all around. The only one that had access to the keys was my mom's cousin who lives next door. Of course, we call him and he's like, no, I'm at the house. So our dumbasses, what we did at first, thinking like, oh, it's probably someone just messing with us or someone we know, we knocked back. So we knocked back like, ha ha ha, and then they knocked back, and then it was kind of like going back and forth until we were finally like, this is kind of weird. What if it's not? Because my mom was like, stop knocking back. What if it's, you know, someone that we shouldn't be inviting like that? We started getting worried, and that's when we called my tío, and he was like, no, it's not me, but let me go check. He went to go walk around too, pretty much just scope the whole area, and he didn't find anyone. So one story I found, this guy was hanging out in Mexico with his family, and over there they tend to, you know, kill pigs or animals to eat them. I mean, over here too, but over there it's known for you to actually do it like in your backyard and stuff. So they were hanging out late, around 12 a.m. and they were, I believe, at his grandma's house. His grandma's house was actually located near where there was like a large body of water, and he says that they actually heard her weeping for her kids for about 2-3 minutes, and they stepped out to go check who was out there, and they didn't find any living soul. Nothing to be able to be like, okay, this justifies what we've been hearing. There's this other story where this guy says that he was hanging out with his cousins who actually reminded him that when he was little, they had gone to Mexico, and he was with his cousins, and they were from the ages 5 to 13, all the cousins. And he remembers waking up crying in the middle of the night, and it turns out that his grandma says that she sees this witch-like person trying to take him, and he was actually sleeping next to a window. So I'm assuming this window was open, or they must have opened it. I don't know. So yeah, he doesn't really remember, but that's what they told him, that a witch was trying to take him. He woke up crying. The grandma got him, and then I guess he asked the grandma why she had never mentioned this, because he didn't, you know, really remember it. And she said that she thought that he was just trying to not talk about it because it was a traumatizing experience. He was about to be taken by this witch looking like lady, and she didn't want to bring it up. How creepy is that? Like, could that have been La Llorona? Maybe he was misbehaving and she was like, let me take you. Or maybe she looked like his kid. I don't know. But that's creepy. But yeah, La Llorona was one of the legends, one of the main ones that I remember being brought up when I was little. When I would misbehave, it would always be like, or even when I was crying, you know, like my mom or my dad would be like, estás llorando, te va a llevar la Llorona, like she's gonna come get you because you're misbehaving, things like that. Which I feel like nowadays a lot of people say, don't say that to your kids, you're traumatizing them. But honestly, what do you guys think about that? Because I do not feel like it traumatized me in any way, if I'm being honest. I mean, of course I am scared of the dark, but I feel like that's just different, you know. That's a different situation. I've just, you know, I've seen things and I have the right to be scared. Another legend that I grew up hearing about was El Chupacabras. It pretty much means goat sucker. Chupa means suck, and cabras means goat, I believe. So it was named after that because a lot of animals were being found because they were being eaten and had their blood sucked out. And this was not only in Mexico, it's actually in different parts. I think I read that it actually, the first time that it was brought up was in Puerto Rico. It's definitely not something that my parents would use to scare me. I think it's just something that I would hear about and I would fear it. I would fear being out late, like if I were in Mexico, because I was like, what if this blood sucker comes to get me, or you know, things like that. From what I remember hearing that it looked like, it was like kind of this alien looking creature that had kind of like spikes on all over its back, like fangs type of thing. And not fangs, because fangs are on the mouth, but just like spikes all over its back, and it had like sharp nails, and it was just very like crouched, like alien looking type of thing. So yeah, that was the Chupacabras. Let's move on to another one, which is El Cucuy. I'm pretty sure El Cucuy was just a way to scare us kids, to make sure we behave, because El Cucuy could have meant any person to any kid. El Cucuy was just a term as the monster. The monsters, the parents would normally be like, the monster's gonna come get you if you don't listen. So el cucuy va a venir por ti. So that's definitely something that I do remember my parents. I am gonna do this on the camera, so let's hope it works. I'm gonna use these for my face. Let's see how that turns out. Those are pretty much the legends that I wanted to share with y'all, or the stories, I should say. I know there's like a lot more different ones in Mexico. I was like reading on it, and there is definitely more that I didn't grow up hearing about. It just depends where you come from in Mexico. I know a lot of them are similar, but then there's some that are completely different. Let me just remind y'all that this is my first Halloween makeup look that I do on YouTube. So we're just winging this. We don't know how this is gonna come out, but let's hope for the best. I have textured skin, so I'm not being able to like make straight lines here. Like perfect straight lines. I don't know if you can see, they're like kind of coming out like rough looking, if that makes sense. I'm also just using whatever I have. Like I didn't, the only thing I bought was the white makeup thingy, this, and I got these cute little rhinestones that I'm gonna put on, which I hope stick on. I don't even know if they work. I don't know if I have to use eyelash glue. But yeah, I actually found them at Rite Aid last week. Me and Alex went on a ice cream run, and I got them to do some sort of look. Speaking of Mexico, when I was probably around, I want to say 12 maybe, our rancho is pretty big. Like it's small, but it's big at the same time, if that makes sense. It's a long walk to get to this body of water. It's probably like a good, I don't know, 20-minute walk, because our rancho is very long lengthwise. And one day, I remember this day, we had like a fiesta going on, and I was with my cousin, who we're only 9 months apart, and we were walking towards this body of water. And as we're walking towards it, we hear this like manly evil laugh, like super loud, echoing, like it sounded like literally like we were in our own little world, and you could hear it like from all areas. And we heard it, and we took off running. There's like this little hill to get back to like where all the houses are at, because once you get closer to the water, there's absolutely no houses around there. It's just field. And we start running, and as we're running, of course I would fall. Oh, there's no glue on this. I think I have to glue it myself. I'm gonna be talking dumb because they're still like drying, but this is a peel mask, so I literally would have had to just like tape it on. That's why there's no glue, because I was taking it off of the actual stick. So I'm gonna be able to just cut this part and glue it. Thankfully I don't have to do it one by one. Hopefully it doesn't irritate my skin. Oh my god, it looks so bomb. A little jacked up down here, but I need to cut this off. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Do right here, right here. Pretty. You could also just cut them so that the sticky part is still on there. That way you don't have to glue it. I don't know how long it'll last that way, this way, but writing came through. If y'all haven't noticed, so I did green because I was dedicating this video to Hispanic Heritage Month, and I am from Mexico. My parents are from Mexico. I was born here, like I mentioned, so I wanted to do the colors based off of our Mexican flag. So I am going to use these lashes that are, looking at them, they kind of look orange. They're more on the red side though. Okay, this is gonna, oh, that's gonna look so cute. It's gonna look so cute. Okay, I'll be right back as soon as I put my lashes on. Okay, lashes are on. I'm gonna throw on this wig that I have that is black. I thought it was longer, but I forgot that I had chopped it. I cut it so it's all trasquilada, but it's okay. It was a synthetic wig. But I'm gonna throw this on. Okay, wig is on now. I really thought it was gonna be long. I need like a flower. Let me go find the flower. Okay, so I went and changed my top just so I could look a little bit darker since I don't have a dark background. My wig is on. I put on a flower which I stole from my little ramo that I have in the back. Okay, so I am all done with my makeup. It looks so cute. I am obsessed. I am sad that I don't get to walk out like this. Or should I? Should I go to like Walmart or something and just walk around like this? I think it came out super cute. I got the lashes from Shein. Let me know what you guys think. This is gonna be the look for today's video. I can't wait to show you guys what else I come up with. If you have any stories you would like to share with me, don't forget to email them to me. I'll put the email right here again. So with that being said, that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this look in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Besos. That is such a big smile. I can't smile. Not this side looking all jacked up.